Hey, I'm Dukes on Twitch. If you want to support the channel and greensunzenith.com, you can find my Patreon, merch store, and singles store where you can buy singles through TCG Player or Card Hoarder in the video description. If you want to get in contact, you can also find all that info in the description below for things like donation deck lists or just wanting to reach out. Alright, let's get right into it. Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today with Green-White Maverick in the new metagame, which is pretty cool. No Ragavan, which is quite nice. I think that Green-White Depths had a pretty good matchup against Delver decks, but Ragavan really had that ability to kind of steal games by hitting things like Swords to Plowshares, Crop Rotation for Wasteland, just a bit of a nuisance, but nice to have the monkey gone, I think. So playing a pretty basic list, still playing one Prismatic Ending in the main deck as kind of a catch-all, and Removal Spell number 5. I did move away from Surgical in the sideboard. I do expect some amount of Black-Red Reanimator in this current metagame, especially while the metagame does come together. I know a lot of grinders like to play some of these fast combo decks that just kind of care about what they're doing. But I think having the 4 Endurances should be okay. And then also things like Bajuka Bog is quite nice there. Paradox Zone I like against some of these ban and other mid-range decks. It is a one-of, so I hardly ever get to see it, which is tough because a lot of people do ask how is Paradox Zone going. I think when you do find it, it is obviously really nice, and these decks can have trouble with it. Teferi Bounce is probably the main way you're going to see it removed from the battlefield and then maybe countered on the way back, but most of the time you can stick it and start getting some tokens, which is really cool. Torpor Orb's the other card that I've kind of added back in, mainly for Death and Taxes, and any sort of Yorion deck. It's definitely interesting against decks that are playing Ice Fang and Uro. Uro, of course, not that great with Torpor Orb because they just get it. But I think having it for, yeah, Death and Taxes and then sort of some side splash for Doomsday is quite nice. That's really the only change, which is pretty nice. I did want to find room for the second Forest. I really like having 3 basics in this deck because it allows you to play around back to hit basics pretty well, and still cast things like Knight, Elvish Reclaimer. Also against any sort of Wasteland decks, it's really nice to have 3 basics to be able to play, say, Knight by turn 3 only off basics. Maze of Ith is in here, which I could see taking out with Ramanap gone, but it is a really nice way to deal with Murktides or buy some time. Not as great against Reanimator now, seeing that Archon triggers on attack, but it's still okay if my opponent goes to something like a Chancellor or a Grizzlebrand early on. And then just the Darkness package. I did want to find room for the 4th Mox. I'm a big fan of cards like that just being 4 ofs. A little bit like Aether Vial. It's a card that I just generally see as a 0 of or a 4 of. But as this deck isn't as explosive as other versions like Green-Black, I can definitely understand the reasoning behind only running 3 Moxen. It's not really needed as a fast start. The deck has some great, 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop starts instead of just, powering out a Sylvan Library on turn 1. That's about it. I think Ghost Quarter was the other card I was thinking of, maybe Blast Zone, but for now, pretty happy with the Tabernacle on the board and the 3 Wastelands. Yeah, let's just see how this goes. I'm pretty keen to play some Magic, and I haven't, obviously played since the banning. So Legacy League, Green-White Depths, no Saga. I guess one thing I will say about Saga, I really like it in the Green-Black Depths lists where you have it as a plan B. I think the Green-White Depths already has a really good plan B in the Green Suns package and Knights and Reclaimers. So a lot of the time where I had the Saga in play, and I could have made a construct, I just wanted to do something else with my mana. I decided something more powerful or more relevant to the board state. That a lot of the time I just wasn't getting the full value out of Saga, and it was actually allowing my opponents to blow me out a little bit more with cards like Meltdown. So I do like playing Sagaless, and if we play against a Saga deck, we do have stage to copy their own. So we do have ways to make our own tokens if we really want to. But until then, pretty happy to stay with just a strict green-white. I will shout out Jono Yannick and a few of the guys playing Naiadeps, which is very similar. I believe it's playing a Taiga and a Plateau in the mana base, and then just blast effects in the board, which is really nice. I mean, having those for the blue matchups, either combo or just decks like Delver, is really strong. So I could definitely see Naya being the way forward post ban, but yeah, for now I like going back to the basics and then moving my way up the chain and seeing how the deck evolves. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. If you can let me know if the volume is fine. I've just been toying around with OBS, so hopefully my volume is pristine. Nice. But yeah, hopefully see a lot of players come back to the format. I know a lot of players didn't like Ragavan, and it was kind of a big barrier to entry in regards to enjoyment. So yeah, would be really cool to see some of these Saturday challenges start firing again. Especially seeing, I think the biggest announcement wasn't the ban, it was the change of how many players are needed to fire the Saturday challenge, which has been reduced from 64 players to 32 players, which is really nice. Being an Australian, the Saturday challenge is a lot better from a time perspective. I do have to check what the new time is, but it was around sort of 9-10 p.m. on a Saturday night instead of a what are we talking about here? I just totally lost my train of thought. Instead of a 2 a.m. on a Monday. I don't mind this. Hey Dreadnought, very nice to see you. Just spoke about you. I think this is okay. We have turn 1 Dried Arbor, and then turn 2 we turn on 3 drops. Then we can also Green Suns for Reclaimer, and also hold up Crop for Flagstones. So pretty happy to keep this. Opponent kept 7. Alright. Yeah, Ragavan got the ban, which is pretty huge. I think a lot of players did expect it to happen. I think some players expected more to happen, but they look to be pretty happy. Look at that, Windswept Heath. That is exactly what I want to be seeing. Elves, okay. This means I do have to be pretty quick with the combo. So these two are relatively dead. This is the first time I played since the bannings, yeah. So pretty keen to see how it goes. Hey Eli, welcome. I assume that how does Goblins look now with Ragavan out of the format? What sort of changes do you think about? I think here I want a Green Suns for Elvish Reclaimer, and then hold up Crop off the Savannah, but also hold up Swords to Plowshares. So I think we tap like this. No idea? Yeah. I don't think we'll see like a downtick in like main deck removal as much as some people might think. But it's definitely an interesting proposition. So end step, if we go for Crop away the Flagstone, we get a Savannah and Thespian Stage. We then untap with 3 mana, 4 mana, which leaves us 1, 2, 3, 4, which is enough for Thespian Stage activation and Reclaim activation. So we can go off next turn, which is quite nice. If we don't need 2 swords here. There is some argument to Swords of the Nether Sentinel if I'm thinking about things like Gaia's Cradle, but I'd rather hit a more impactful card. Something like a Heritage Druid, or a Wirewood. Gonna attack first. That's gonna be fine. It is pretty much a free attack. This is okay. I think my best draw is actually Mox Diamond, because then I get to pitch the Bog and then hold up both Thespian Stage activation, Reclaim activation for a 2020 and Swords to Plowshares. Alright. So here we'll get rid of the Flagstones. We'll go and get a Savannah. And then because the Reclaimer, the land comes in tapped, we want to get Thespian Stage here. Because we don't really care if the Dark Depths comes in tapped. Hey Jig, too kind for the sub. A huge appreciation. Forest. Well, I guess we just hope that we have the faster turn here. Luckily no explosive turn 2 from my opponent. But a turn 3 is definitely in sight, especially if they start with a Glimpse. But the 2 creatures in play right now, I'm less concerned about from an explosive position. So they're going to start with Glimpse. Okay. Shepherd. Shepherd's going to be okay. I think Heritage Druid is a big card. And it's unfortunate because if they play Heritage Druid here, or like Cradle into Heritage, they already have 3 Elves in play. Oh, no Cradle. That's pretty huge for us. Wirewood. That's going to be okay. They've already played a land for turn. They don't have any other ways to make mana here. Yeah, an opponent just can't get there. Interesting. I wonder what they were like trying to draw into there. Maybe try to spike a Heritage Druid off the Allosaurus Shepherd Glimpse trigger. I assume that was the case. And then start tapping mana and trying to go off. But playing the land is a huge one. Because obviously with the Glimpse, you want to try as long as possible to not play a land to draw into a Cradle. But can just happen. Alright, Karakas I'm keen to drop, and Bog I'm keen to drop. I like the Tabernacle, I like the ending. That's really it. I don't think I need the Torpor Orbs. It really only stops Heritage Elvish Reclaimer. Endurance also just a card that I'm not that keen on, but there's not anything else that I really want. It could just be an extra land for Mox Diamond. But still having 27 with the 3 is okay. Safekeeper also doesn't have much play here. Most of the interaction my opponent would most likely have is either Run Afoul or Assassin's Trophy, which goes after my lands, not so much my creatures. Even, you know, Knight of Autumn isn't that great either. I think we'll just stick with this and see how we want to go. But definitely interesting to look at the board and see that the boarding is a little bit off. I do think this is a favorable matchup for depths, just being the faster combo depth, even on green-white. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. There's like a small corner case where Bog can remove creatures from the graveyard in case my opponent goes for a Scavenging Ooze. Yep, I don't mind this hand. It has Tome of Interaction, which is really nice. A little bit slow against... I guess Torpor also stops Craterhoof. I think my only sort of strategy with not bringing in the Torpor Orbs is that I just want to be quicker than my opponent. I don't want to get to a stage where Torpor Orb is actually relevant, but I could see Torpor Orb being better than just some of the cards we have kept in the deck, like Safekeeper, for instance. I'm going to keep this. Has multiple ways to tutor up lands. We have the combo already. They're actually not starting off with a creature, which is pretty huge for us. Flagstones is a fantastic draw here as well, because it lines up so well with the Reclaimer. No instep Dried Arbor is really interesting. They might just be trying to go for a natural order. Because if they go like a Dried Arbor, untap Cradle, they have 4 mana, sack one, and then try to get maybe a Progenitus. Yeah, Shepherd having that ability is pretty huge. How do I want to play this turn? So if I play the Flagstones, we can go and get Savannah and Thespian Stage, and then untap and just have Dark Depths up, which is quite nice. If I play the stage here, I can't explode out, and I can't get an additional mana for Dark Depths the following turn. So I think it is just Flagstones this turn, end step, turn this into a Savannah and Thespian Stage, untap with 2 mana and stage, play Dark Depths, pass. My opponent could also just be holding up a Assassin's Trophy, potentially. But I would assume we see some Dried Arbors here. Which is actually pretty interesting. Because there is a world here where we just go for Tabernacle. Because we already have these two, just to really slow them down. Because there's potentially a world where they go untap, Cradle, Natural Order, Progenitus, and then untap Black Source, hold up Trophy before we can go off. I don't think I have to worry about that though. But I definitely like the thought of Tabernacle here. Yeah, I think they definitely have Cradle, and there's probably a high probability as well that they have Natural Order. I am gonna do this. I think we can just win with the 2020 before they can win with Progenitus, but I'd like to see where this line goes. This also turns on Wasteland as a really nice draw, just to hit the Cradle if they have one. But Tabernacle really nice here, because it's not just hitting their creatures, it's also hitting their actual mana. Sadly, don't have the Tabernacle for my paper version of Depths, but maybe one day. Maybe one day. There's a world where if they have Run Afoul just beats out what we're trying to do. Swords. Interesting. I guess second Cradle into Natural Order is a thing here. But then again, we have Dark Depths, which is quite nice. And funnily enough, there is a world where if they try to go for Cradle here again, we might be able to... Oh, wow, Glimpse. Yeah. I was going to say, take them off all their mana to actually make them sack the Progenitors to a tab. Another Cradle here, potentially? Okay. Wow, nothing else. I kind of like just going for Wasteland here. Just to beat... Yeah, it's pretty tough for them to get out of. I think I could have just gone for a clean win through the 2020, but it was nice to play the prison kind of game. Because, yeah, Tabernacle here by taking out the Cradle is just pretty huge. Hey, Mining Man, welcome. Hope you're well. A lot of routes. And to be fair, maybe I was just, like, kind of toying there. Maybe I didn't really need to go for the Wasteland line, but definitely a nice one to have. But interesting to see a Nettle version of Elves. Haven't seen a Nettle version for a little while. I think mainly because I run into Newton. Vertical and ventilated? Hope you're doing okay. That sounds interesting. Alright. Upright and breathing, nice. Glad to hear it. Alright. Lynn Holquist. A pretty tough hand. I'm not a big fan of keeping one landers, especially with the Mox there, so I'm going to mulligan this. This is better. I'll keep this and bottom the Maze. I like having the Wasteland, one piece of the combo, a threat, and then crop just for shenanigans. Saga. Okay. Now this is going to be a tough one. 8 cast is a really powerful deck that is just a bit faster than what we're trying to achieve. I think Wasteland here on just the Saga is more than fine. Really don't want them getting access to a construct early on, especially as a 4/4. Emry's going to be okay. Now we have some pretty nice options. I don't believe we have to hold up Crop into Bog here. I kind of like just going for Reclaimer. There's also a world of Green Suns for Dryad Arbor to just get some mana going. We end up with 2 mana, play Reclaimer, hold up Crop for stage. Green Suns might also just be for Night of Autumn later on. I could potentially crop for Caracas as well to hit the Emry. Hey Elbarb, welcome. Hope you're doing well in Spain. There is a world where going for Caracas is okay. It does kind of just like time walk them a little bit. And it means that they're never going to be able to get things back with the Emry, which is quite nice, especially with Bauble already in play. So I think we might just do that. Caracas. Pass. Force Psy Emry Mox. I'm going to Green Suns here and build up my mana. Because I would love to get Wasteland online again if that's possible. Here is their graveyard. Oh, they're passing back. That's huge. Are they holding up? They can't be holding up Hull Breacher, which is nice. I think here it is just going to be Ragavan. Oh, Ramenup, sorry. Definitely have Ragavan stuck in my my head. Ooh. Swords. That's fine. Ragavan. Nice. I like it. And they're just going to pass back, which is pretty fantastic for us. We could draw a crop rotation here and just have it. Flagstones. Still pretty nice. Here, I'm just going to deploy the Knight, holding up Caracas. Yeah. Wow. To be fair, I could play the Reclaimer there as well and not hold up Caracas. There's no real need for it. And like getting two creatures there on board with another Swords to Plowshares in their hand is pretty optimal. Hey Mike, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's just build out. And if they want to force it, that's fine, because I want them to force this and not the Reclaimer, because Reclaimer is our real way to find Thespian Stage here. But yeah, Caracas turned out to be a really strong play, because it just turned off that Emry from being able to do really anything. That's going to be fine. It's also a blue flyer, which is pretty relevant. Because it can be kind of negated with Sajiri Step. We have some nice grabs here. I definitely like 2 mana up for Reclaimer. So we kind of have 1 mana to play with Safekeeper perhaps. I don't mind that and just hold the Green Suns for later on. Yeah. Just trying to see if there's a line with Safekeeper here by sacking the Flagstones, but I don't think there really is. Because it all comes in tapped. Yeah, I'm pretty happy just to pass here. I could sack the Flagstones, get Savannah, but I'm happy just to pass with the mana up. Retro is pretty good, but thankfully we do have Green Suns for Night of Autumn. Another Thought Monitor. This deck just refills so well. And it's exactly why we want to play Collector Oof in the board, just to have like a really nice way to really hit them. Hey Ganja, a huge thank you for the tier 1 sub. Too kind. Let me know where you're from. What you play in Legacy, if you play Legacy. So yeah, end step, we're just going to sack the flagstones, get a Savannah, and then you get that spin stage. They have 4 cards in hand. I think we're okay here just to hold up the combo. I don't think we have to Green Suns now for Night of Autumn. I think we can try to combo off and then next turn Green Suns for Night of Autumn to hit the Retrofit Foundry. So again, pretty happy just to pass back. The card pool is very nostalgic. I kind of wish I played Magic when I was a kid, but only got into it a little later on, in around 2013. Yeah, Spellbomb would be pretty huge. They're going to play a Portal Node. That's going to be interesting to see what they hit. Reclaimer. Okay. I don't believe I need to hold up Caracas here. So I think my line might just be go and get Flagstones. Like turn a Savannah here into a Flagstones. And then sack the Flagstones to Reclaimer. Still holding up that 2 mana for Depths here. And then Safekeeper, give Shroud, sack this. Too kind, Ganja. Steam Floggerboss, welcome. Hope you enjoy your sub. The emotes. Always a good time. Oh, they have their own Caracas. Okay. Pretty good. I think here we might just use stage to copy Savannah. Crop rotation would be nice. Swords isn't too bad. They have 3 cards in hand. I think here I might go for the Retrofitter. Definitely an interesting spot. Yeah. I could try to go for Reclaimer first to get Yavimaya. And then Dark Depths can now tap for mana, which might just be the better play. It does mean that we can't get Caracas offline next turn because we can't use Reclaim to go find Wasteland. But I think that's okay. One, two, three, four. Nice. Hey, Pokey. Hey. Yeah, that's always pretty cool. It's always nice to be able to, like, Green Suns for 3 and then get Oof. That is a very cool play. Same kind of thing with, like, a Gaddock Teeg. You find a Saga. Okay. Sagas are a little bit scary, but not too bad. I think they could attack with 2 here easily, or 3, yeah. Crop is really nice. It depends if they have Force of Will, but we currently have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. We need sort of this mana here for the combo. So we essentially have 2 mana left over, so I can't play Knight here and combo off with Crop. 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. So they can't hardcast Force of Will yet either. I think there's a world where we crop now, because if the crop gets countered, then I probably just want to play out the Knight this turn. I don't want to go to upkeep and then see the crop get countered and just have leftover mana. So I think here we just want to get rid of the potentially the Dried Arbor. Nice. Get Wasteland. And now we're in a pretty nice spot. We have Sword Splashes open with Karakas. We have the Duck Depths here, so don't really care about the Saga because it's not getting to 3 yet. Alright, end of main phase, I'm going to hit the Karakas. They're going to float white. They're maybe going to make a Saga here? Sure. Now we go to end step. Copy Dark Depths. This one. Get to 2020. Untap. Draw swords. Get rid of the Savannah. Go and get Sajiri Step. Go to give Pro blue. Nice. Very cool. Especially game 1. They can have a really nice way to just go wide, and thankfully the Karakas there was really nice. So chat, a huge thank you with that line, which isn't as obvious as it looks, but being able to time walk them off Emry is really strong, especially to keep them off the baubles. Like they didn't at all cash these in, which is really interesting, but really nice to get that game 1. So here I like the Tabernacle, the Forces, the Oof, and the Prismatic ending. I don't mind the Deafening Silences either, just to really slow them down. The libraries I'm happy to cut down on, especially with their construct starts. They can be very aggressive, so library can be a little bit of a liability. The Endurance is probably okay. It's just kind of a slower way to deal with an Emry line, but it's not needed per se. I think Safekeeper is still good, seeing they're playing Swords to Plowshares. Maze can buy time, but only against the constructs. It's really worth it. Karakas is great, as we saw. Wasteland's fantastic. This could just be a match where I want to take out the Mox Diamonds. They aren't great with the Oof, and we're not really looking... I like to take the control play in this matchup and play a little bit slower. I don't really want to try to just go all into the combo and try to be faster. So I don't mind taking out the Moxen. I could potentially see like a Trim on the Knight. Zone is nice, but I think if we can control the board by the time we get it down, we're doing pretty well. It might just be the Endurance. I think this is pretty nice, especially the the oof lines. Really want to see a sort of 1-drop white card in my opening hand. Swords to Plowshares, Prismatic Ending, or Deafening Silence. Silence obviously a lot better on the play, but I don't mind it on the draw. I don't mind this hand either. We have Crop for Tabernacle or Wasteland. We have Big Knights, and we have Caracas for Emry, so although we don't have hard artifact hate, I think this hand is nice because it hits like all our mana as well. Pretty happy to just keep this. Crop for Tab, if they have like a Psy start, is really nice for us. Step. Not a card I want to draw, but that's okay. I think I'm just going to go with Windswept Pass. I don't think aggressively Wastelanding here is the best line. I think the Crop for most likely Tab is where I want to be. Emry's okay. Psy, Plague Engineer, Force, Urza's Saga. Pretty happy just to get a Savannah here. Flagstones. That's pretty nice for the crop rotation. Let's just go with Caracas. Hit Emry. And pass with crop up. Forecast is going to be fine. No Mox Opal yet, which is pretty nice for us. Flagstones. So I can't play Reclaimer and hold up Crop. I think that's okay. I like getting the Flagstones into play this turn. Or I could potentially just go for Savannah here. Play Reclaimer, hold up Crop and Caracas. Could tap out for Knight. This is currently their only white mana. There's a world where I just go aggressive on this now and try to take them off the ability to Swords to Plowshares one of my creatures before I get to untap and have the extra step in the deck open. I kind of like getting the Reclaimer on now, so I'm going to go for... Yeah, I think we can play the Flagstones next turn. Because we're not getting value out of it this turn if we play it, because Reclaimer's not online and the crop rotation won't be open. So I think it is just Savannah play Reclaimer. Nice. But I think the current tempo of this game is definitely in our favor. More than happy to sort of trade 1 for 1 or, you know, see 1 or 2, maybe 2 spells a turn from my opponent. There's the swords. I think I'm okay holding the crop here. We have knights, which are pretty much doing the same thing as Reclaimer now, so pretty happy just to allow that to happen. I really like the Saga version if I'm playing green-black, to have that plan B, beatdown strat. But in green-white, I always found I just had better things to do than create the Saga token when it was on 2 chapters, so that was definitely an interesting take that just kind of took me off Saga in general in green-white. It made the mana a lot better as well, which is nice. And it also stops you from getting blown out by cards like Meltdown. It's kind of nice to turn off those cards in a way. I'm going to crap Mac. Probably find Saga here. Yeah, that's fine. Knight of Autumn, okay. Well, that's pretty nice. Let's play a fetch. Because then we can play Knight, hold up Caracas and Crop, or Crop and Swords. Just tap like this. Really nice. And again, like, you know, we keep on waiting here on this crop, which is really nice because it's either getting stage or depths. So the longer we have to naturally draw into one of those pieces means that the crop just kind of runs itself. We know which piece to get. Like if we draw like Thespian stage here, then we just get 2 crop rotate for Dark Depths. See, it just happens sometimes. So we need 3 mana for that. We need 1 for the crop and 2 for the activation. So then we have 2 mana left over. So we can't play the knight here, but we can hold up swords. So might as well just do that. Sometimes depth just comes together. He can't keep getting away with it. I guess they could have Swords to Plowshares here. That's probably fine. I'd rather make them have it. And getting 20 isn't the worst. Yeah, okay. I mean, now we have the knight to set back up. We could just roll like 1 piece of the combo here. Force of Vigor is actually quite nice. I think I'm happier to play the knight here than hold up. I'd rather see what they play out. Like if we could hit like a Retrofit of Foundry with this force, I'd be really happy. Force Pitch Emry, sure. The question is there a world where I don't want the step here? I think I just want to hold the step for as long as possible. Hey, Abby. Yeah, this deck's been really fun. Been really enjoyable to play. Okay. Bog is okay. I think I'm happy to hit the Thought Monitor and Seat here. And save the swords for something like an Urza, if they're playing Urza. Or potentially another type of creature. I could also trade the knight here, but knight currently is my only pressure, so... Bog them. Nice. And just keep that beatdown play going. They can't currently cast Khan, which is nice. Thought Monitor's going to be okay. Tab's interesting. Do they play Urza? That's the big question here. I feel like they don't. I feel like they're faster. Sai is a bit of an issue. So I think I will keep the swords here. I might just use the step here, get protection from blue and get in for another 2. I guess we do have the Caracas for Urza, but them making those constructs is huge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Probably just gonna get Dried Arbor end step and just keep these beats going. All right. Eight-turn clock. You're right. Green Sun's really nice. I don't mind just Green Suns. I'm going to attack first. Because if they have like a sword, they might just use it here. But I think going for Oof is fine. I feel like Oof is just better than a Knight. See if they float any mana. I should Green Suns for 3. That's very correct, yeah. That's just correct. Because I think 2 just shows that it's going to be Collect Oof straight away. But I feel like they have a sword, so yeah, that's okay. Interesting that they didn't float white off the Mox Opal and save a life. Because it will add up. Alright. Stage, nice. I should have actually played that now in case they have a removal spell for the Dried Arbor, because I want to copy the Dried Arbor and just do Dried Arbor beats. Nice. Saga's good. Oh, we can create our own Saga as well. That's pretty interesting. I think that's actually better. Ah, so good. You love to see it. Copy their Saga, then Wasteland their Saga. Rude. Some would say that's just a bit rude. Little beats it could. I'm not too sure how our opponent gets out of this. It has to be like maybe chaining Thought Monitors together into a Swords. Okay. Sigh. Sure. Portable Hole. Okay. I think here I'm happy just to Sword the Sigh instead of Caracasing. But it's definitely interesting. I guess if we return Sigh, they get a 1/1. They can't currently replay Sigh, which is nice. I think that's actually better. Save the sword. Just in case we draw... Actually, we get Mox Opal, so yeah, this is actually fine because we Sword the Thopter, they go to 4. And then we have 1, and the Saga will also make a construct again, a Mox Diamond, featuring the Tabernacle. So we have lethal, which is nice. don't even have to use the swords yet. I might as well see what we draw into. Because if we draw like Prismatic Ending, that it's even better. Oh, that's pretty good. We could copy Forest here to keep the Saga around, but I think we can just win this turn anyway. And we have Ramen up to get it back, so pretty insane. Oh, we took the Moxes out. Ah, that was a big one. That was a big do. They have to block the 2 unless they have Swords to Plowshares, and I don't really mind swords on Arbor here. I think that's actually okay. They could also block Construct and then Swords Construct. Oh, so they have a Swords to Plowshares, and I know that because they just tried to do something. So I think I actually will hit the Thopter here to keep the Construct alive. Because what they were trying to do there is block first and then swords. Yeah. That's fine. Ramanap. I could get Wasteland, but I think here just getting back the Oh, where's Saga? Did Saga get exiled? Oh, it was a stage, of course. That's right. Yeah, let's just get back the combo. Time definitely a factor here. We're definitely down 10 minutes, so do have to win this game in a pretty quick fashion. Sai is pretty relevant here. Oh, Prismatic Ending. Sure. So now they have to play Sai. They don't play Sai. That's very interesting. They don't have anything else to cast, perhaps? Yeah. Oh! Oh, watch this. Here we go. If they try to hit the Dryad over here, we can use Thespian Stage to copy an artifact land. Opposition agent. Okay. See how they block. Oh, we're gonna get lethal here. Do they have the swords? Or did they miss block? They didn't see it. They didn't see it. Nice. Very cool. Oof. Nice way to take out that game. A little bit slower than I'd like, but very, very cool. Very, very cool. But I do think that there is a way that maybe using the Caracas early on the Sai and not the Swords to Plowshares really comes back to hit us. Because there, if they don't Prismatic the Ragavan, they have 7 mana in total, which means they can cast Sai, cast an artifact trigger, we return it to the hand, they get a token, they get the artifact in play, they then can recast it and try to go off again by getting tokens. So maybe I should have yeah, should have swords the Sai instead and just allowed them to block with the Thopter. I think as well I would have done that line if I really thought about the Mox Diamonds being in the board as well, because then it wasn't a lethal line with Saga triggering to 3 because we didn't have a Mox to fetch. But pretty cool deck from my opponent. I mean, I haven't seen Opposition Agent before in that sort of affinity deck, so very cool to see that out of the board. Bryant. Hi, Twitch. Classic. Too good. So I can only assume that Brian's going to be on Tess, which is going to be tough. We do have some sideboard cards in Deafening Silence, but you can see that the deck isn't really positioned to be beating combo. But Deafening Silence is fine. I don't mind Prismatic Ending. And to be fair, like we don't have too much going on game one, so I'm pretty happy to keep this. Turn 1 Library, turn 2 Knight. So I don't think we can like aggressively mulligan to something that's more relevant, which is pretty unfortunate. Maybe like crop into Wasteland is our way out, but that's about it. You could also see him testing New Delver. Interesting. Thoughtseize. All right. Take some mocks. Nice. Hey, Dark Poet Bill. Good to see you. Good to see you. Two mana, 3 mana. Oh, it's Doomsday. Okay. Interesting. We still have... I'm actually pretty happy to see Doomsday instead of Tess because we have the Endurances and the Orbs, which is quite nice, but that game one loss is going to be tough. I think my opponent will play around crop into Wasteland on the Underground Sea, so I don't think taking them off mana is going to be good enough. Yeah, Jack, good call. Test with like main deck Thoughtseize isn't something you traditionally see. Safekeeper. I guess we just play Library here and try to like peel an Endurance off the top. We only have the one. Depths doesn't play Thalia, no. I have seen it in sideboards before, which is kind of cool, especially in like the Mox builds. There we go. All right. So a lot of good stuff. Silences, oof. I don't mind chokes just because they do stuff better than the other cards in the deck. Torpor Orb. Ramanap's too slow. Swords to Plowshares can come out. Safekeeper can come out. Maze can come out. Caracas can come out. I don't mind dropping down on some amount of Library. Bog can most likely come out as well. That's probably it. Orb is quite nice to have. Knight of Autumn is really the kind of roles of Knight of Autumn and Prismatic Ending is if Bryant does think I'm on a taxing effect like Thalia, they may play out something like a Petal or an LED earlier than they want to. So there are some hits, but there's a world where I don't need the ending, and maybe like the extra library is just better. Like having the consistency of a turn 1 library with Mox is quite nice. I think that might be it. Hey Clubster, how late are you streaming tonight? It is currently 12:30 p.m, so just after lunch. And we're currently in round 3. So I'm going to say another 1.5 hours. I think this is fine. I don't want to cut too much on land just because of the Mox Diamonds. I want to have a high yield of getting to 3 mana for Endurance pretty quickly. But I feel like this is okay. I don't think Safekeeper is good enough. My only thought for Safekeeper is it can really change how fast we can deal damage with sacking our own lands, especially post-Doomsday, but I think just having these is good enough. Just way too slow. Yeah. Really want to have some sort of interaction. This is pretty good. I'm going to keep this in bottom of the night. Now the question is, do I lead on Mox Land Orb, or do I lead on Reclaimer Pass? I kind of like Reclaimer Pass. Especially if Bryant goes for... turn 1 Doomsday. I guess, yeah, Orb also playing... I think also playing around hand disruption is a big thing. Opening yourself to Daze is awkward too? Yeah, that's very true. Mox pitched the Plains. Play Yav. Play Orb. Good force target. Hits an Oracle, so they only have 1 left in the deck, which is kind of nice for us. I think here I'd just like to see, like, land into Ponder. Probably Underground Sea. And then if we can rip a land for Choke, that'd be nice. Okay. Well, that is going off. Hey, Eddie. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. Doomsday stream when? Jack, I don't know. But I feel like if I did, it would be with you. Especially as a long-time supporter of the channel. Not tapping the island here is huge as well, because it means that the choke isn't really doing anything if we draw a land. Yeah, could definitely be dead this turn as well. They are Taiko albums. Yes, chat. Yes. It is really nice. How many people pick up on the Taiko albums? Very, very cool. Yeah, Taiko was definitely my favorite music artist. Really nice. I'm also a big fan of Kupla. You might know Kupla from Humans of Magic. I know that Kupla just released a new album as well, which is pretty sweet. Which is what I'm going to look at when Bryant is going off. And they're nearly sold out. Nice. I really want to get this. Nice. I think Endurance is probably just the best draw. GG's. Tough. Brisbane. Queensland. Am I playing the Showcase Challenge this weekend? I did not know what was on. Oh, I don't want to... No, I don't want to open up another client. Let me have a look. Legacy Showcase Challenge. I don't have the 40 points. I have 28. I could potentially try. Would be kind of cool to play it in. All right. We are in. Just do 12 leagues of oops. All right. On the play. And a pretty nice hand. I don't mind this. Mox pitch Wasteland Flagstones Reclaimer. Opponent went to 6. I could also Green Suns for a Reclaimer here. That's pretty interesting. And then next turn, if I draw a land, we can play Reclaimer, hold up Reclaimer. I kind of like that. I actually like that a lot. Hey, Ganja. A huge thank you for the other sub tier gift. Very, very kind. Too kind. Interesting. Okay. Another Green Suns doesn't really do it for us. 1, 2. Yeah, we just pass here. Ah, Enchantress. Yikes. What is this? Spells your opponent's cast during your turn cost 1 more to cast. Creatures you control cost +1. Whenever you attack until end of turn, target creatures gets interesting. Do I need to go for Wasteland here? Or should I go for Stage? Or another Flagstones? Huh. I don't mind Wasteland and then start getting aggressive. And then next time we can Wasteland, play Reclaimer Green Suns for Dried Arbor. And then perhaps the following turn, Green Suns for Night of Autumn. I think getting aggressive is fine. Just don't draw Dark Depths. Bog. Okay. I will play this turn, just so that we have 4 mana next turn for Green Suns. I would say the Dredge versus lands matchup is pretty well positioned for lands, especially with so many ways to get a on thin ice. Rough. This is where Ghost Quarter in the deck would be quite nice. Oh, we just okay. Well, then I guess we attack with both, right? Is there a world where we have to keep the Night of Autumn for something else? Like an Elephant Grass, or like some sort of land that allows them... enchantment that allows them to like fog? Potentially. Yeah. I think we just play Knight and attack. And hold this just in case there is a world where they play something that just stops us from attacking. We do have 1 Prismatic Ending in the deck. Four mana. Cast out. Ugh. Interesting. I can't... Green Suns for Ramen up here doesn't do anything. I think we'll just Green Suns for Night again. I think I hold the step here. There's a world where we can Green Suns for Safekeeper, and then play Sajiri Step Sit, give pro green, and then sack all our lands. I guess we sack the lands first and then give pro green. Okay. A lot of mana, let's be fair. Felidar Retreat. Yikes. They've played a land, I believe? Maybe not. Maybe they've just put a Utopia Sprawl on this forest. Ugh. It's a fetch land as well. Yikes. I mean, we can try and get there with a 2020 now, I guess. I think that's just the play. I think that's better than trying to get around other things. So you have 4 mana open, 2 for Reclaimer, 2 for Stage. And then we have the Knight of Autumn to deal with the Elephant Grass, which is nice. So it's definitely like patience on this Knight of Autumn has been nice. There's been a lot of really good targets, but obviously like a second Elephant Grass would be brutal. Another cast out is really annoying. And target this. I think if that's the case, we want to... go and get Stage. Ah, I didn't need to float mana. That was actually a huge mistake. Oh no. I thought for a second I was reclaiming. Tough. Oh, this is upkeep as well? Yikes. It's a huge... Tough. Yeah, I totally got my Reclaimer mixed up there with Knight. Because I want to do it in end step. I guess this does have Flash, so like if they have another one, they can just do it in end step anyway. I might as well just... We only have access to 3 mana if we pass here, which isn't enough. We can attack with Depths, which is nice, because we have the Knight of Autumn in our main phase to take out the Elephant Grass. Oh, actually, what am I doing? We can just yeah, we can just sack the Bog here, get Dark Depths, and then just pass. Yeah, sorry. Haha. We're definitely in trouble if they have multiples. We are definitely in trouble if that happens. This is definitely going to be a tough one. Decks that go wide are decks that generally Green-White Depths is not going to have a great way to deal with, especially when they're not creatures. At least Tabernacle can kind of clean up the board if they're creatures, but you know, we have Force of Vigor here, and that's about it. Spirit of the Lab could be some cool tech if Enchantress really pumps up, because at least it's pretty good against other decks as well. Sprawl's okay. No Blast Zone, but Blast Zone as well here would be really nice. Blast Zone would be pretty insane. Blast Zone would be, yeah, really good. But there is a world where we can steal this. But Cast Out's definitely the card that I'm concerned about. And also another Elephant Grass or some sort of solitary confinement. This is fine. That's a lot of mana they've tapped as well. Do they have a Sanctum? It has to be a Sanctum, right? Oh, they have Wasteland? Come on. I did not think Enchantress played a Wasteland, so I did not even think about Wasteland. Rough. I don't think we have like a decent out to that, so tough. Deafening Silence actually pretty good. Prismatic Ending good. I like the Force of Vigors. I think that's it. Torpor Orb doesn't do anything, I believe. Chokes don't do anything. Endurance doesn't do anything. Tab's definitely interesting because it could make them tap their lands with like Utopia Sprawls and stuff on them. Maybe that's like a line. Swords can most likely be dropped down, if not out. Caracas can most likely come out. Maze can come out. Safekeeper's okay, especially seeing all their targeted removal. Caracas is better than Tabby. What does Caracas hit? They have legendary creatures. Ah, this card I think is legendary. Yeah. Okay. I actually don't mind Library. We can be pretty aggressive with Library, which is nice. I think I might trim on a Knight. Potentially trim on Reclaimer, but I do like that we can use Reclaimer to try to get through these flagstones. Could also see Depths coming out. I think it is just Bog. Like if they have like Replenish, then that's fine. I think this is okay. I don't mind this. It has all the mana, which is nice, and has double force, so definitely tough. I kind of want to have a creature, but we have some pretty nice draws. It's tough as well because all their enchantments pretty much replace themselves, so the forces are only so good. Opponent goes to 6. There is a world where I've just tunnel visioned into these forces, and it probably is better to mull. Green Suns would be nice. Green Suns for a Reclaimer. Yeah, the Wasteland definitely caught me off guard. Yes. I think I'm happy for them to have mana and keep the forces for something else, but it's definitely enticing just to force here and keep them off as much mana as possible and try to go for the Dark Depths early on. I'm going to draw. I'm going to draw to see what we draw into, because at least we can still force in their turn. I think we play stage and then turn planes into Dark Depths. And then just hold the forces for actual ways that they're going to stop the 2020. Okay, not too bad. Pretty good swords target as well. Ugh. I'm still just going to go for value here. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Hit waste. They probably just hit Savannah here. If they hit stage, we can copy a forest and fizzle. Yeah. Surely they have more. Really? Oh, that's actually a really nice draw. Yeah, not too sure what they're holding up here. Nothing. This is fine. I wonder if they run crop rotation. It would kind of make sense if they're playing like Zero Sanctum and Wasteland in the deck. Like, there's the Elephant Grass. That's going to be fine. They play a Vista. Okay. Right, so we can go green, green, crop away flagstones. Savannah. Dark Depths. Unfortunately, we can't hold up 2 mana here for Reclaimer to give protection, which is pretty tough. So I probably also want to force here. Sorry. Yeah, force here so I can untap and have like Sejiri step up if I really need it. Nice. Okay, that's a start. Chat, do I want to change anything? I'm just going to the bathroom. Let me know in the comments how you would sideboard, if any differently for game 3. Got the tab. My only reasoning for the tab is that it can take them off additional mana in their upkeep. So like if they're using, you know, like their one forest with a Utopia Sprawl or something on it to pay for their creature, then I don't mind that. It is a way to tax them. I feel like it does anything. it does like something better than anything in the deck in the sideboard. Like it's just a better card, but I want to test it. I want to see how it goes. But I can definitely see why it like just doesn't come up as a great strategy. Yeah, but I can definitely see where you're coming from. Ugh, no. Mulligan. I don't think this hand does enough. I really want to find Deafening Silence. A little bit awkward as well with like... I guess we could... Yeah. Drop the Dried Arbor. Green Suns for Dried Arbor. Library Sajiri Step. Pass. I think opponent kept 7. They mulliganed to 5 cards. So I actually am going to keep this. Bottom the Dried Arbor. Opponent kept 5, alright. Wonder what they name. Force Vigor. Hey Justin, a huge thank you for the raid. I hope you went well in Vintage. Hey, all those from I Am Actually Level 1's stream. I'm Dukes on Twitch. I stream FedEx and Legacy. Currently playing Green White Depths against Enchantress in Game 3. This is pretty interesting. I could crop for Wasteland and then tab. I don't mind that. I definitely want to take them off the Sanctum. And probably wouldn't get rid of the Dried Arbor here, seeing we're playing the tab. I could also just Wasteland and play Library. I think I like that more. Just take that 1 turn. It does, yeah, it does make them use 2 mana for the Enchantress in upkeep, but hopefully we see like another creature. That's actually not too bad either. Just don't want to see a land. Not too bad if they play a second creature here, though. I guess then they can pay for both of them with the Enchantress. Another curse. Probably Knight. The name Crop Rotation, okay. There's Depths. Ooh. So I can take them off 1 mana here. We can hold the Knight of Autumn for the Elephant Grass. I'm pretty happy just paying 8 here. Just to dig for like a Mox Diamond. But it's interesting. I can play the depths here and then rip a land off the top that taps for mana. I can't currently cast one of my 3-drops because the tap and the depths don't tap for mana and the step comes in tapped. I'm pretty happy just to keep them off this forest with tab for now. It's just tough because then we can't rip into, like, I guess if we draw into Mox Diamond, we can then play Dark Depths and have Dark Depths open next turn. That's true. Upkeep and upkeep. So I guess the Elephant Grass and the Tabernacle hold down this, which actually isn't too bad. I think I will go for that. And try to get into just a Mox Diamond. Start off the top. So keeping them off this is quite nice. Really just want to buy as much time as we can. And at least with the alternate cost of Force of Vigor, I believe we could just alternate cast and then pay 2. So it doesn't cost 6 in total. Okay. Oh, they let the Elephant Grass go. Interesting. Didn't expect that. Another one, sure. Another Elephant Grass, okay. A lot of mana. No land, which is really tough. I guess we can't even Green Suns for Arbor because it's in the bin. I'm just gonna get the Green Suns here and get the Shuffle. Play Depths. And then Green Suns for 2. I think that's okay. There's even a world where I don't even want to keep the Reclaimer around. I just wanted the Shuffle. But I do want to get the Reclaimer and not just Shuffle and Feldefind because I want them to try to use some sort of removal spell on the Reclaimer here. There is a world where I trade the Reclaimer away, or at least the Savannah here, for a Yavimaya. That's definitely pretty interesting. That's pretty good for me because then it opens up these 2 lands to actually tap for mana. I think I'm okay with that. And I will keep this around. Another library. Don't need that. Yikes. This is pretty tough, because I do want to shuffle. Probably through Reclaimer. Yeah, so I think I'll just put these back. I could be aggressive and try to pay a little bit more, but I think it's fine. Definitely an interesting situation. I'm probably just going to tap Dark Depths and Yavimaya in upkeep to shuffle for another Yav. But yeah, you can see on this board like how good Blast Zone would be in the 75 as a tutor target. And the life gain here is going to be really relevant against 2020. Probably Green Suns, I could see as a blind name. Potentially Knight. Force of Vigor again. Okay. At least the grass and these will take him off 6 mana next turn. Oof. Yikes. Interesting. Alright. I'm just going to pay for 1 here and try to get one of these creatures down. Nice, that's a shuffle as well if the other cards are dead. Yeah, definitely an interesting spot here. The lair can be wastelanded, which is quite nice for us. And these triggers are going to take a while for my opponent to resolve. They let the wild grass go, which is interesting. I don't play Ghost Quarter, but this is a good example of where it would be really solid. Hey, 90s MTG, a huge thank you for the raid. Too kind. For anyone who doesn't know about 90s MTG, you should definitely check them out on Twitch and also on YouTube. You can also find them on Twitter. They stream a lot of Eternal Magic, which is very cool to see, and something that I highly recommend checking out. I'm only going to cleanup, which is nice for us. If any of you guys want to find me on YouTube, you can find me here. You can also find me on Twitter, which is cool. And of course, at thegreensunzenith.com. I do want to pay for both of these. Enchantress is pretty good when it's going. Wasteland's nice. All right. I definitely want this, and just to take out the Hydra land right now before they can use it to pay for Tabernacle. And then I think we just pass with the combo up. And also both of these, because we have Knight to find 2 mana for Reclaimer. It's not too bad. A little bit annoying. But it does put some lands back into the deck, which is nice. It also makes them pay extra for these creatures. Pretty lucky they're not to attack, I guess, because then they could really get us with the endurance. They only lack a mana source to win. Guess we do have the 2020 to block it, which is quite nice. They're also down on clock. Hey Chains, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? Pretty happy with the ban announcement, to be fair. This is fine. Have another land, sure. It's not Wasteland either, which is great for us. From the DC area in the US, play Reanimate and Legacy and some other random decks. Very cool. Oh, they will have Vigilance? Rough, okay. This is pretty interesting. We are at 11, so we'd have to block 7. Yeah, it's just there. We can make the combo, which is nice. They only have 1 mana up, so they can't have like another endurance. I guess they could have another endurance if they have a green card in hand. So I think here we just go down to near lethal. Can this pump anything? No. So I don't mind like blocking just like this and taking 4, 7, 8, 9, going down to 2. They can landfall up their fetch. Did I just screw this up? 3. Oh, no, I think I did. I think I am, yeah. Is there any way to stop that? Rough. I think I did. I think I just totally forgot about landfall here. 3, 4, 5, 8, 11. And I don't have a way to gain life, I believe. Oh, we have Caracas in the deck, which is nice. We do have Caracas. So we can return this. We're good, we're good, we're good. Gonna do this now to pump these guys up. Oh. Okay. Interesting. They didn't fetch. They're fetching end of combat. And they only got a basic forest. They can't hold up Swords to Plowshares here, which is nice for us. No way. They missed a step. Oh, they're at 21? Ah. I don't think we can get back. We can't get through with 2 creatures, though. Rough. We don't have to pay for this, but we do want to pay for these 2. I can step on green, put them to 1. The other step is here. I guess we could naturally draw something. Okay. Ramen up would be pretty sweet. I kind of have to play another creature out here. I should have got Caracas in my end step. That was just a big time thing here. I'd rather make them block with the endurance. But yeah, unfortunately, time's definitely getting to me here. Oh, okay, they're gonna let that go. Sure. I don't want a 6 here either because we have the other step at instant speed to protect the Lage. Oh, they hit Caracas? Rough. That's still fine. We can't stop that. I do want to return the Sleeths here before they play another artifact. Enchantment, sorry, to gain life. And now we might as well 6 because we can't do anything here. But tough, they have 9 cards in hand. They just have On Thin Ice. Tough. To get rid of a creature and then to swing for lethal. Yeah. I think I probably missed something there, just playing under pressure. Which is really tough, but definitely a tough matchup. Probably one for Blast Zone if we do see more sort of go wide strategies. I think Blast Zone would be pretty strong there. Tough. At least we can finish on a high. Hopefully finish 3-2. Yeah, that does give them another draw, that's true. Yeah, to be fair, at 1 life, I don't think returning there with the Krakus is relevant. I was just thinking they were still at 21. Yeah. Kind of threw away the game there. Tough. But yeah, I think more that's definitely a matchup where I like having the Force of Vigors instead of something like Seeds of Innocence. Just not so narrow, which is good. Force just incredibly flexible as well in the matchups you can bring it in against, which is nice. Up against Roger. I don't mind this. Turn on Dried Hour, turn to these two. Once. Yeah, Luminol, that's very true. Interesting. Painter with once? Did not expect that. Yeah, I should definitely have thought about like them obviously having at least one piece of removal that I needed to have probably 3 blockers there. Channeler. Stage is quite nice here, but I can't play both Knight and Stage. I am going to make Knight a 3/3. Hey, chill. Yeah, I think the Krakus there was definitely incorrect. We should have waited for you to attack. For some reason, I just thought that the life gain was relevant, but it wasn't too relevant. I should have just yeah, played it out a little bit better. All right, they have the Servant, but the clock definitely got to me, which is tough. I think I like cropping into Wasteland and then just holding upstage with Knight. This way we can also play the stage this turn. Yeah, it's very true as well. If you didn't miss that, then we could go for Caracas on one of your creatures, which would have been nice if you did get the extra tokens, but otherwise we're in a pretty nice spot. I guess I should just create the 2020 now, in case they have like a red elemental blast. They're named blue though. Maybe they have Hydro Blast or blue. Yeah, blue elemental blast. Oh, it's Demir? Discard a card, exile top 2. You may play that card. Interesting. Alright, they're gonna dig. Which is quite nice for us. Something like a main deck Ensnaring Bridge here would be really strong. Soul Guide Engineer. They have one floating. They can nearly go for it, right? Do they have like a Simian Spirit Guide or a Lotus Petal? Then they have the 3 mana to activate. But then they also need an artifact to switch with the Goblin Guide. Yeah, tough. Yeah, they need to sack something which they just don't have. Oof. Definitely like the Endurances, the Forces, Oof, Prismatic. Caracas, Maze. Probably don't mind taking out the Moxes. Down a Library. Down a Safekeeper. I think that's okay. Probably just a Knight. Oh, we're at 60. Nice. I think that's fine. I don't mind this. Pretty nice to have like Wasteland if we need it, Swords for early interaction, and just the combo. We also have just like Savannah into stage, into depths, end of turn, crop rotate this into Yavimaya, and then just have the combo up, so. Once is really interesting. Never seen Once in Painted before, but pretty cool. Oh, Saga Pass. That's probably good enough for a Wasteland, especially seeing the crop here. Mountain Pass is more than fine. Okay. I like Reclaimer here over holding up Swords or Crop. Also means we can play Stage next turn and then just turn this Savannah into a Yav if I really want to. It does take us white mana, but I think that's okay. It depends on what they play here and if it is a creature. Okay. Pyroblast. Go for the land. It's actually pretty good. Yeah. I guess that's a reason to hold up swords. Now I'm pretty scared. So if they have mana grindstone, that's it. Recruiter, sure. Recruiter probably gets Goblin Engineer. Magus. Not too bad because the Elvish Reclaimer can turn any land into a forest or plains, so... the Magus would actually be really good, because then we could start using this Reclaimer. So I'm actually going to hold back the Reclaimer here. There is a world where I'm supposed to attack. Maybe they don't see the line of me holding up Reclaimer then. And I do want to keep pressure going. That's fine. It's pretty good. I guess now we can at least just hold up Bajuka Bog, which is quite nice. I could also Bog now if I really wanted to, and then play second Dark Depths. I don't mind that. They have the Magus. Ah, of course, that is very true, yeah. So I guess we're just dead here. Yeah. Because Bog obviously does nothing. Pretty happy just to run it back. Yeah, hitting the land there was devastating. Tough with, yeah, stage and double Dark Depths. Yes, but then we have to remove the, I don't mind this hand. Mox can be pretty good, but I think we have a pretty nice play already against the Magus lines. Just got a little bit unlucky there. Put a mulligan to 6. I think we lead on the Windswept just in case they do start on like just a mega start with like Ancient Tomb Mox. Taiga. This is more than fine. Okay. Ooh. I'm going to hold this. So I think now I'm just going to Green Suns for... It's actually pretty interesting. I should have thought a little bit more about playing the land. because I could Green Suns for Oof instead of holding up Force here. But I think going for a Claimer now is fine that I've played that land. But yeah, definitely probably would have been more happy with the other one. I don't want to Force here either because they can just float the mana and then sack this for a card anyway. So it's not as great. Ooh, now this is pretty nice. I can actually hit this before it taps for mana, and I think I will. Hitting these two, sacking the Dryad Arbor. Pretty big blowout, which is nice. And opponent just says GG's, so that's a interesting one to finish up the league. Overall, deck felt pretty sweet. Finishing 3-2, going down to Doomsday and Enchantress. Hey, Steve Rush. Welcome. Very well, thank you. Nice to be back in Legacy. Hey, Evil Green. No, Monkey Life is pretty nice. What did we play against tonight? We played against Elves and got up. We played against Painter just then and got up. And we played against another deck and got up. I'm going to say it was 8 cast. And then we went down to Enchantress and Doomsday. I think Doomsday is going to be pretty impressive if... I still think Delver is a very good deck, and obviously still a tier 1 deck, maybe not tier 0, but if Delver doesn't have the tools to beat Doomsday, Doomsday is going to be a big boogeyman of the format, because it's very hard to interact with. I mean, in that second game we had a turn 1 Torpor Orb and they had Force of Will into turn 1 Doomsday go off win, which is pretty brutal, so... maybe something to think about. No second league, unfortunately. I do have some things to do, but a huge thank you to you guys for coming in and watching. To Justin and to 90s, a huge thank you for the raids as well. That was exceptionally nice. Really nice to be black and not worrying about Monkey, which is really cool. Evil Green, too kind for the Prime sub. Thank you very much. What comes to mind when you think of Magic Legends? Magic Legends. I think of a product where they're selling reserve list cards. That's what I think of when I think of Magic Legends. I think. But yeah, if you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me here as well. I'm going to quickly see who else is streaming and send you guys over there. But until then, stay safe. And it looks like Newton's actually streaming, which is sweet. Newton is a incredible player, a big Legacy Elves player. And just an all-around good guy. So, yeah, definitely say hey to Newton when you get in. And we will see you next time. Enjoy.